This YCN segment is brought to you by Lake Sunapee Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice.
Welcome back. We're here at Bell Taste in Andover, and joining me now is Dr. Art Maerlender. He is here to tell us all about his co-authored book, Concussion, Competencies, very hot topic with our young athletes, and you're here to tell us a little bit more. So how did this lovely book come to be?
Well, my colleagues and I consult to a number of schools and have been for many, many years, 10, 15 years now, and we started to do some trainings with some of the allied health professionals, the speech and language, the psychologists, the PTs and OTs, and finally just got to a point where we realized we had to get the information to a wider audience because we just kept doing these trainings and things.
Yeah.
And we also wanted to do it in a way that would allow us as researchers to kind of come back and figure out what people needed to know. And in the course of it, what we found was that not everybody needs to know the same stuff, which, duh, but docs need to know one level of things, PTs need to know something else, teachers need to know something else, administrators need to know something else, and so that was the structure of the book, to try to help with that.
Right, because there's such a level of how severe is the injury, what the child can do as far as that, and this is a guideline.
Yes.
To get everybody on the same page.
Right.
That's terrific because it really is a problem. I mean, kids are going to play sports, kids are going to get concussions, right?
Right, concussions happen, we're not going to prevent them all, and they don't even seem to be as big a problem as the media has made out, at least one or two. When you start getting multiple injuries, we start to see some issues. But the real problem is that it's a mild injury, but the risks are pretty high for making it worse. If you get hit again when you are recovering from concussion, it can be potentially lethal, actually.
Wow.
So managing the concussion is really what's critical. And a lot of that's not really medical, it's more behavioral. It's how do you adjust what the student should be doing, and how do you know when they're doing too much, and how do you know when they're recovered? Because at this point, we really don't know what a concussion is medically. We're still sort of looking for the biomarker to tell us what exactly it is. And so we rely on symptoms and patients reporting how they feel. And then we do some testing and some other things to help. But it's still very much in its infancy in terms of nailing it down. We don't have a blood test or anything like that.
Right. And based on the age of the person, where they were hit in the head, there's so many factors. And you've got a developing brain as well, particularly with kids.
Right, and that complicates things. Things like what we're learning is that anxiety takes longer to recover. Kids with ADHD have a different profile.
Wow.
Previous injuries then they're important to know about. So there's a lot to understand and a lot to figure out.
Right, but this book helps with that monitoring and the management. And there could be a resource. Someone could look up, let's say, the school nurse could look up and say these symptoms might mean this.
Right, and here's the sort of the standard course that we would recommend. Now, when you get into individual cases, of course, things can get different. But for the most part, 80% of kids recover within 2 to 4 weeks without any no medical intervention, as long as they don't get hit again or do too much, stay up late, go back to practice. And it's those kids that don't recover that's a whole nother issue, and those are the ones that we have to see and look at a little bit more carefully and look at different kinds of therapies and start to get medical with them.
Right.
But most kids recover if they're managed properly.
Yeah, 80%. That's a wonderful statistic.
Yeah.
Yes, good. Well, good. Well, this is available on Amazon.
It is.
And you've also got a awesome website where you can check out all the co-authors and everybody's.
Right, we're building that
Yeah.
and stuff, and there's a little bit more information about the book and how to contact us for consulting and things
Right,
like
because
that.
you can come to the school as well.
Right, we still do that
Yes.
and
Yeah.
manage that. And I work with about 15 schools in the state on a regular basis right now.
Good. Well, we got to keep our young people healthy and keeping their brains
Right.
well and focused. So thanks so much for producing this book, and best wishes in your endeavor.
Thank you very much.